the earliest of days that we might call the Garden of Eden. When Eve and Adam stepped out of the door of their new home and they took a look around at the world and said, whoa, we didn't do any of that. Can you imagine an experience like their own? Finding yourself in that primordial garden surrounded by the lush and verdant growth of green vines and stalks, the explosion of colors from blossoms and flowers of every kind. Imagine the hydrangea and the wisteria, the roses and the tulips, the hosta and the hibiscus, endless beds of fern and creeping ivy. Not to mention the wild grasses, or the wheat, the corn, the beans, the bright oranges and the deep crimson apples. And of course they would have to meet the weeds and the thorns as well. If you stop for just a moment and consider the wonder of this creation, really, it can give you pause. It can quicken the breath and make you just say, wow, this is scary and awesome. We've so harnessed and engineered the offspring of those more original and wild floral ancestors of the current residents of the planet that it's easy to forget sometimes that we really didn't put them here to begin with. And we didn't begin the cycles of the seasons that bring all of it to life, and to death, and to life again. And without us, plants will still grow, seeds still manage to be spread. Oh, maybe they're not spread in those nice little rows or in our perfectly planned gardens, but as Dr. Malcolm says in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Sometimes we're sort of just along for the ride. Sometimes we grow what we expect. And sometimes we just got to hang on and see what it is that comes up. I always get a little bit, actually I get a lot of a feeling of awe and wonder that's apparent in the natural world every time I step into a place of worship. Every time I encounter a group of people whose purpose is to plumb the spiritual depths of the mysteries of life and death. I have a friend with whom I traveled a bit, and she once told me how much she enjoyed watching as I entered a church building for the first time, slowly taking it all in, moving just a bit to this side or to that side to get a different line of sight, looking for the way that the altar is placed, or the way the light diffuses from the windows, looking to see where the dust is settled, or hoping to see where the derrieres and the pews have brushed it away on a regular basis, right? In the presence of the worshiping people. I observe these things. When I enter a community of faith, when I experience that awe, that wonder of a people that worship and a place for worship, it's then that I know Jesus is telling the truth. The kingdom of God is as if someone would scatter seed on the ground and would sleep and rise night and day, and the seed would sprout and grow. She does not know how. We are like a garden filled with all kinds of life. We're funny looking. We're beautiful. We're surprising. We're disappointing. We're fast growers. We take our time. We sit quietly, or we sink to the heavens. Sometimes we sprout in fine and orderly rows. Sometimes we spread like the tangled brambles of a thorny patch that, given time, may just bless us with a harvest of sweet blackberries. None of us here made Trinity Church come to be. All of us here make Trinity Church come to be. I'm going to say it again. None of us here made Trinity Church come to be, but all of us here make Trinity Church come to be. We are both the growth from the original seed scattered by our ancestors in faith, and we're the scatterers of the seeds now that will become whatever it is that Trinity will be tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. But remember, the kingdom of God is as if someone would scatter seed on the ground, and would sleep and rise night and day. And the seed would sprout and grow. It's not going to happen. Regardless of what I expect ought to come from Trinity, or regardless of what you require in order to be happy with your church, or whatever whatever each of us imagines, is the necessary thing for a successful future in this community. I guarantee you this: the kingdom of God will sprout, and it will grow. It will push its way out of the ground. Someday it will return to it. It will support us, and it will defy us. It will surprise us, and it will calm us. It will agitate, and it will comfort. It will aggravate, and it will reassure. And for nearly 8 years, you and I have both tended this garden of this faith community. We've cast new seeds on the ground of each other's lives. And for that, I am truly grateful. It's just an amazing thing. I look forward to seeing just what will grow in me because I know you. And what will grow in you because of me. Though we may not yet know what is coming. Though we sleep and rise. And we go on with our busy, busy lives. The kingdom of God is as if someone would scatter seed on the ground, would sleep and rise night and day, and still that seed sprouts and grows. She does not know how. Just the other day, Britt was out working on the little garden in the front walkway leading to the rectory. The plants are sprouted out there, you might have seen. They're growing larger every day in the warm and humid weather. Not too many blossoms yet, but they're coming. We can see that they're coming. As I was looking over the garden with her, I noticed a little impossible. There was a small green sort of running patch of a stalky little plant that had needle-like leaves running all up and down. I said, Britton, you've got a weed in there. And she said, I'm not so sure. I didn't put it there, but I'm going to leave it for now. So this morning, as I walk the pathway from the rectory, I'm over here to the nave to celebrate with you this final service of Holy Eucharist as rector of Trinity Church. My eye was captured by the tiny and perfect form of the bud of a small red rose.
It is now my intention to continue service in Christ's one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church as rector of St. Stephen's Church in the city of Edina, Minnesota. Yes, I know it's cold. I go there ready to share the experiences of nearly 8 years of ministry and faithfulness with you, the members and friends of Trinity Church, to whom I will always be grateful for this time and shared this. It has been an earnest blessing and an earnest challenge. Times of good, times of bad. This is a magnificent time. I need to return now to the Lord and some of the symbols of the leadership in the life of the church. I begin by giving a copy of the parish canons to Susan, that they might guide you in shaping the continuing life and quality of this parish, so you take care of people here and there. I went and found the biggest Bible. Joe made this Bible so it to inspire you and others who believe this parish, and you all with great faith and service in God's kingdom. Regina Bob and Cassidy. Regina and Cassidy serve as vergers in the life of the congregation. And I want to give you all this prayer book. You might use it to aid the clergy who will be serving your presence in forming, dignified, edifying, and holy worship. That's the prayer. Anne-Marie, are you here? I have something to leave with you as well. Returning to your charge, which has the various aspects of the liturgy, which you might turn best to.
Let us pray. Oh God, you have bound us together for a time as priesthood equals work for the advancement of your reign on earth in this place. We give you humble and hearty thanks for the ministry which we have shared.
Thank you for your patience with us. Thank you for your forgiveness and mercy.
Especially we thank you for your never-failing presence with us through these years and for the deeper knowledge of you, each other, and the world we serve. We thank you for ministries through the years with ABC and TCPN and the Chester Esau, the St. Mary's Church Food Pantry, and with IHN Family Homes.
Thank you for those who have been joined in this part of Christ's family through baptism, confirmation, and marriage. Thank you for opening the hearts and minds of children and young people. Together with them, might be fed by your sacraments. We thank you for the care of families and elders.
And we pray for those whom we have loved, whose lives we have celebrated, and whose spirits live with you in eternity.
Now we pray with those who leave with us to stay. Grant that all of us, drawing ever nearer to you, may always be close to each other in the communion of your saints. All this we ask for the sake of Jesus Christ, your Son, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Would you all please stand? Peace be with the Lord, and always with you.
With you.